You just cannot beat a summer night at Safeco Field with Felix up on the mound. Kings Court is in session. They're ready to go. So is the King as the Mariners and the Brew Crew get set to face off in the middle game of this 3-game series. And the Kings Court can be very active tonight if you look at the strikeout numbers this year for the Milwaukee Brewers, as Felix having a fantastic month of August, making his 17th start of the season. And Mike Campbell, we take a look at Craig Counsell's starting lineup.
And leading things off, Jonathan VR. You want to be careful with him. Hit his 10th home run last night, but more importantly, 47 stolen bases for VR. It's going to be tough to hold him down. Chris Carter, his 28th home run last night to center field, happens to be the longest home run hit at Safeco this year, over 460 feet. Keon Broxton, his 4th home run in last night's ball game, 3 for 4 with a couple of RBIs. For Felix, 7-4 record, a 3.34 ERA, 88 strikeouts, over 45 walks. For Felix, that is a high walk total. Opponent's hitting just .216 off of him. And a look at the defense for the Mariners. Seth Smith is going to get the start in right field. Nelson Cruz is your DH. Adam Lynn will get the start at first base. And Mike Zunino had last night off back in the lineup behind home plate. He will do the catching for Felix. And against the Angels, on Monday, 6 2/3, just 4 hits, a couple of earned runs. Did have 4 walks, but 8 strikeouts for Felix. He threw 108 pitches.
Right away, facing the former Astro, Jonathan VR, having a fantastic first year with Milwaukee, hitting nearly 300. Felix's first pitch of the night, and it's in there for strike 1. How hard must it be for a team in the National League who just does not see Felix on a regular basis?
Well, you showed the numbers with what he's done in interleague play. I think it's brutal for him. Again, with Felix, there's a couple of things. They'll look at some scouting reports, pretty good fastball at 91 miles an hour. They'll see some video on it. But what they're going to find out quickly is he will never give in, and he can throw all 4 pitches at any point in the count. That makes it difficult, especially if you haven't seen it.
Kings Court ready, the 0-2.
You mentioned it, Aaron. All the strikeouts for the Brewers, the Kings Court. I think they're going to be busy tonight.
Those arms are going to get worn out. And we've talked to some players, some visiting players who have come to Safeco and experienced Kings Court. Not that it is the absolute game changer, but we've heard opposing hitters say that you can hear that without question inside the batter's box. That can get in your head a little bit. Certainly fires up Felix. The 2-2.
Trying to think, but we see it all the time with closers when they're coming out of the bullpen and they do the big thing on the diamond vision and play whatever music they're going to play. I think Felix might be the only starter that has that when he's walking across the field towards the dugout out of the bullpen.
It's a sight.
It's impressive.
The Kings 2-2. Easy play right by the bag at second by Marte. First man retired.
I'm really glad that Felix didn't get a piece of the baseball. He tried to catch it behind his back, but fortunately he missed it. It was an easy play for Marte.
Well, Star Wars weekend continuing here from Safeco Field. Fans certainly encouraged to dress the part. One out, it brings in Scooter Gennett. Gennett really struggling right now. 1 for his last 22.
Mariners have the shift on with Gennett hitting.
Close pitch, ball 1. It has been a struggle for the Brewers this year. They are 1 loss shy of 70 on the season. And for a team that is rebuilding, you really can't think of many divisions worse to rebuild in than the National League Central.
Look at the Brewers. They have 2 left-handed hitters, 1 switch hitter, and VR in the lineup, and that's all that they have. They don't have a left-hander in their bullpen. They've really struggled against right-handed pitching this year. They're 24 games under 500 against right-handed starters.
Blocked out to right into the sun. Smith giving a race for it. Can't get there. Gennett rounding first. And he's able to slide into second base. If you look at the all-time best interleague records and you set the standard a minimum of 20 wins, Felix right up there with the best. 21-9 against the National League. With some pretty good names: Sabathia, Verlander, Burley, also Garcia. One out, a runner in scoring position for the Brewers. Brings in Ryan Braun, who made things very interesting last night in the 9th inning. And brings out Zunino. Braun, an all-star last year, having a nice season this year. Those 2 RBIs coming in the 9th against Diaz last night. One out, and Felix working with a runner right behind him. Seager with a snare. What a play by Kyle Seager. Doesn't take long tonight for the Big Fish Casino big catch. Kyle Seager up to his old tricks.
I think he wants to win his 2nd Gold Glove this year, and we've seen him do this a number of times. We saw it on the road trip, and you can't hit a ball much harder than Braun just did, and that saves the Mariners a run. Quick reactions by Kyle right at the end of the webbing of his glove.
Two outs, a man at third, and brings in Perez. Off the mound. How about this for a room service hop? Belt buckle high to Robbie Cano. Runner left at third. We go to the bottom of the 1st. Mariners coming up. The Brewers' opening day starter this year, who was later optioned down to AAA, has been pitching well his last 2 starts, back-to-back quality starts. As we take a look at the lineup that Willie Peralta will face here tonight in Game 2.
A lot of the damage for the Mariners in last night's game came from the middle of the lineup. We'll start with Robinson Cano, a 2-run home run last night, his 28th home run of the year. Kyle Seager, a solo home run, gives him 23, 80 RBIs, leads the team. And Adam Lynn, his 18th home run last night, proved to be the difference in the game. For Peralta, ERA right at 6, as Aaron mentioned. Tough year for him. 78 innings pitched, 53 strikeouts, 31 walks. Opponents hitting .338, and it's given up 12 home runs.
Yeah, a ton of hits against Peralta. Facing the former Brewer, Aoki right away.
It's basically fastball slider. He does have a changeup. Going to stay with the fastball slider combination. His fastball right around 96 miles an hour on average.
His velocity really ticked up a few notches since coming back up from AAA. You can see that last feeder at 97. Slap foul, 1-2.
Pretty good catch.
Yes, it was. Aoki in the midst of a nice roll, hits in 10 of his last 14. Off the hands, tight to the line, and a base hit. He can add another to the list. And this one for extra bases as Aoki coasts into second base.
And a good start for the Mariners. 98 miles an hour right on the inside corner. It jams him a little bit, but gets enough of it to hit it right down the line. Perez not able to get to it.
Mariners a runner in scoring position right away. It brings in Seth Smith. Well, the Mariners trying to keep the winning ways going here at home. They've won 7 in a row here at Safeco Field. They've won 9 of the last 10 here at home. And it has been an amazing turnaround for the Mariners in terms of wins and losses here in their home ballpark from what we saw over the first 2 or 3 months of the season.
I think you're right. I think if you go back to the very first homestand of the season, they really struggled through that. So, and a losing record right away, and they had to fight their way back from that.
Go ahead run at second base. The opposite way and dropping, also slicing foul.
Take a look at the defense for the Brewers. A couple changes. Ryan Braun will be the left fielder. He was the DH last night. Kirk Neuenhuis is in right field, his first start of the series. Orlando Arcia, the young shortstop, made a couple of errors in last night's ball game, and Martin Maldonado getting his first start behind the plate. There's Ryan Braun again. He was the DH last night, in left field tonight.
The 1-1 off the hands, soft liner to Perez, and Aoki gets doubled up at second base. Wipes away a leadoff double.
Fastball at 97, in off the plate, jams. You can see it breaks his bat. Line drive right to the first baseman. Perez does a really good job of getting his feet set while the ball was still on its way to him. That's the reason why he was able to get rid of it so quickly.
Anything Aoki can do about that, Mike?
Well, he's trying to get a bigger secondary lead right there, and that's what basically hurt him. So not a lot. If you hesitate at all, you're going to get doubled up. And again, I think it was because of Perez and the way he was able to set his feet as the line drive was coming to him. So many times when you see a line drive like that, Aaron, you want to freeze, but that's easier said than done. And I think that extra half a step to get his secondary is what cost him.
Oh, and one at Cano, a home run last night, now 28 on the season. Cano behind 0-2.
You're right about his velocity. He's hit 98 a number of times here in the first inning. 9 pitches, 7 strikes.
The 0-2. VR a long way into foul territory. Well, this looked like it could be a long inning for Peralta after the leadoff double with just 10 pitches as he faces the minimum. Kings Court turkey leg. Chef Jeremy dressing the part. Now, how do you get a lightsaber and a turkey leg? Maybe some space age tinfoil? Is that what we're seeing there, Blow?
I'm guessing that the turkey leg ought to stay warm on the lightsaber. That shouldn't be a problem.
And Chewbacca very happy. The caveman version of Chewbacca in the house here tonight. That is fantastic. It's a warm night to be wearing a Chewie suit like that. Good work, guys. Carter on the first pitch. A high slice out to right, and it thumps off the wall as he digs in for second base. And for the second straight inning, the Brewers have a double. Carter on the first pitch to begin the second. Now we take a look at our Coors Light cold hard facts. Longest winning streaks here at Safeco Field. You can see right now the Mariners have won 7 in a row. Not all that far to get back to the record-setting 11 straight back in that fantastic 2001 season. So pretty impressive winning streak right now for the guys here at home. A double by Jeanette in the first, a double by Carter begins the second. It brings in Nieuwenhuis. Nieuwenhuis, the former Met, broke into the big leagues with New York, now with the Brewers. They have the shift on for Nieuwenhuis. A high fly ball and a long run for it. Here's Oki. One out, one on for Broxton. Had a nice night last night, 3 for 4, including a homer. Now Felix having to work around some early traffic. Runners in scoring position, but what we have seen so far this year from Felix, and now not just this year, over the course of his career, he seems to really excel when runners are on behind him. Bunt push foul, 0-1.
For Broxton, one of the things that we saw from him last night, hand position. Hands are low as he's standing in the batter's box, and what he showed us, as you can see, he had a good night, 3 for 4 with the home run, as he wants the ball in the inner half of the plate and down. In that area is when he's going to square it out.
Hard to think of a hitter who has lower hands than Broxton.
Dave and I were talking about it last night, and he asked me who it reminded me of, and I told him Eric Davis.
Hard hit on the ground, quickly scooped up by Marte. 2 outs. Carter doubled on the first pitch of the second inning. He's still lingering at second base. It brings in Arcia, the shortstop, top prospect for the Brewers. Just recently turned 22. Arcia part of the rebuild for Milwaukee. Felix stranded a runner at third base in the first, trying to strand Carter at second here in the second inning. And he falls behind 2-0. Oki curling over to the gap, and after a leadoff double, Just a 9-pitch inning for Felix. As for the second straight frame, he strands a runner in scoring position. In game 2. While Edwin Diaz helps the Mariners rack up saves, the Mariner Moose helps young Mariners fans rack up savings. Next Wednesday, all kids 14 and under take home their very own Moose Bank, thanks to KeyBank. So don't miss this very special 12:40 Mariners matinee versus the Yankees. Tickets at mariners.com. First pitch missing to Nelson Cruz. The middle third of the order due up to face Peralta. One thing that no doubt Scott Servais noticed when looking at Peralta's numbers, Mike, opposing right-hander hitters are hitting .347 against the righty Peralta. In fact, there is not a right-hander in the game who has given up a higher batting average to right-handed hitters than this man right here.
Which is unusual when you consider that his fastball is 96 miles an hour and his secondary pitch is a hard slider, which you would think would be off the plate away, getting the right-handers to chase it. Probably throwing the slider in the middle of the plate, or he can't get to it because he was falling behind. He's obviously made some adjustment though, because his last 2 outings he's pitched much better.
Now Peralta has 4 quality starts all year, and half of them have come in his last 2 starts. A chop back to the mound. A bunny hop to Peralta, and there is down number 1. How about we take a look at our CenturyLink What's Next? Final game of the series. Mariners and Brew Crew. As we will have Ariel Miranda, the lefty, up on the hill for the Mariners, taking on Matt Garza, having a rough season. Garza, an ERA pushing 5. So Miranda, a relatively new member of the rotation for the Mariners. 1 out, nobody on. It brings in Kyle Seager, trying to extend a 6-game hitting streak. There is currently only 1 third baseman in the game with more runs batted in than Kyle Seager, and that is Nolan Arenado, who is leading the National League with 98 RBIs.
Kyle also with 23 home runs, hit his 9th home run off a left-hander. Struggled early in the season, basically the first half off of lefties, but the second half has been much better for him.
Through the left side, a base hit, shot by Seager, 7-game hitting streak now.
They had the shift on, 98 miles an hour. Pretty good pitch right on the outside corner. Kyle pick up another base hit. I don't know if it's quiet or not, but he came into the game hitting 287.
He's pushing 290. I think you're right.
Yeah, it's really remarkable how he, especially the second half, he's had a tremendous second half. And when you consider the 80 RBIs and 23 home runs, he basically has done that after spotting the league the first 3 weeks of the season because he didn't do much of anything. And since then, he's been one of their hottest hitters.
First pitch strike to Lynn. One out, one on, bottom of the second.
1 for 2 last night. Came into the game as a pinch hitter and hit his 18th home run. It was the 7th run of the ball game for the Mariners and proved to be the winning run.
Whiffs on a 98-mile-an-hour fastball, 0-2. Shift on for Lynn. Villar, the only man on the left side. Have we seen much other than the fastball so far from Peralta?
He threw a couple of breaking balls to Nelson Cruz, and other than that, it's been his fastball.
Lynn stays alive, still a ball and 2 strikes.
For Peralta, you look at his last outing. We talked about how much better he's pitched in his last 2 outings. His last outing, he threw 100 pitches, 73 of those fastballs.
Sticking with your guns.
Well, his velocity is up, and so he probably can feel that, sense it, so he's staying with the good fastball.
Well, that he starts against the Braves and the Reds. Reds playing better in the second half. Gets Lynn swinging and missing. There's a breaking ball, 2 outs. Now we revisit our CenturyLink What's Next coming up tomorrow. We hit the airwaves at 12:30. As Miranda making his 3rd start in a Mariners uniform, taking on Matt Garza. We've seen some very live fastball at times from Miranda, especially from the left side.
He looked pretty good in his last outing against the Angels. It ended up walking a couple of Angels when the Mariners were up 4-1. Those runs scored. But I thought outside of that, he really threw the ball well. Good fastball, right around 94 miles an hour.
Zunino at the plate with 2 outs and Seager at first base after the opposite field single. Out to left center. Broxton will make the play. And with that, Seager is stranded at first base. We're through 2. Felix getting set to take them out. We go to the 3rd. electrical workers. Local 191, investing in our future. And by Safeco Insurance. Find a local agent at safeco.com. What a day out on Puget Sound. A beautiful day to be at the beach, to be here at the ballpark. Felix up on the hill. Game 2 of this 3-game series against the Milwaukee Brewers. As we are scoreless. Maldonado, the catcher, leads off the inning, looks at a strike. Felix looking for his first clean inning. The shift on for Maldonado. Drops in a curve to make it 0-2. Now they're ready. Felix is 0-2. Kings Court looking especially festive here tonight. First strikeout tonight for the King.
And again, another pitch down out of the strike zone. It's kind of the theme on the highlights that we were showing of Felix in his last 3 outings, keeping the ball down. And against this Brewer team, a lot of strikeouts with that pitch. Ahead of him, throws the pitches out of the zone. They want to be aggressive.
To the top of the order, VR on the first pitch. We've seen a lot of that already tonight. Barehand, and it's kicked. Marte having a charge and hustle. It's an error. They've overturned this to a base hit.
Not sure if it hit the cut of the grass or not. The ball was moving along pretty good. Tough to barehand it, even if he was going to get a good hop on it.
Last couple of starts, you can see 2 strikes. You're mentioning the changeup, Mike.
See the changeups, strike percentage at 51%, just dominating right-handed batters. And the slugging is just about nothing against Felix.
1 out, 1 on for Jeanette. A double earlier. Now his numbers this year against right-handed hitters have been just purely dominant. 192 righties are hitting against him. 3rd lowest in the majors. Only Marco Estrada of the Blue Jays and Max Scherzer with a lower opposing average against righties.
Craig Counsell aware of those numbers, but really no options for him. He has 2 left-handed hitters, 1 switcher, so 6 right-handed hitters in the lineup, and everybody on the bench hits right-handed. Not a lot of options.
It's kind of really handcuff you as a manager.
Oh, it does. Yes, absolutely.
You look at the versatility on the Mariners bench throughout this season.
Right.
VR lead at first base. Count evens up.
Well, talking about the bench for the Mariners. Look at Romero and Gutierrez, Iannetta. Take the night off, guys. There's not a left-hander out in the bullpen for the Brewers.
It's true. It's downhill after BP. VR on the season, 47 steals, among the most in baseball. He has been caught 16 times, however. Over the last couple of seasons, the Brewers have been one of the more aggressive teams on the base paths in all the majors. The shift is on. There goes VR. Oki having a chase back to the warning track near the wall, and then he makes the catch.
They need to touch second base. I'm not sure that he touched the base. It looked to me, it was kind of strange VR around. He's kind of dancing around second base. If you go past the base, you have to retouch it on your way back to first. And take a look at the swing. Fly ball out to left, right in front of the fence. Scott Service out of the dugout now. He goes there. I don't think he ever touched it. Scott Service was just out of the dugout. I guess the question is, they're going to appeal it right now. And he's out.
He's out.
Well done.
VR gives a gift. It's out number 3. By VR. Results in the end of the top of the 3rd.
And here's the key. He's going to touch the base, and then he's going to make that right step towards the bag at third. Even though he's turning around, we can all see that that was enough for the umpires. So if he wanted to go back, he should have touched the base and then gone back. He decided not to, and the Mariners benefited from it. So it didn't take much right there, but it worked for the Mariners.
Peralta's first pitch missing to Martin, his first at bat tonight. Results in the first 1-2-3 inning from Felix. Three and nothing. And I guess what becomes tricky with that, going back to the VR play, Mike, is just what constitutes him making that turn, or as you said, you could tell that he was making his way to third base and then coming back without touching, as we see a leadoff walk here to Martin.
I think if he had touched the base I believe it was his right foot that went towards third and kept his left foot on there and just kind of spun on the bag and went back to first. I think it would have been okay.
Almost like a pivot.
But because his right foot went towards third base and then his left foot came up off the bag and then he turned around and went back to first base is what the problem was. And again, it wasn't much, but it was enough.
That's slight.
You have to go back and touch the bag, and he didn't do that after. So
leadoff man aboard for the Mariners for the second time tonight. Good speed at first base for the Mariners. Marte at the plate. And the first pitch that he sees low inside is Maldonado keeping an eye on first. Mariners a chance for a series win with a win tonight. Set up the opportunity for a sweep tomorrow. Then the Yankees coming to town for 3 games to complete this homestand. How often did you look at the standings, Mike, when you were playing?
At this point in the year, if our team was having a good year, I looked at it every day. I would look at it during the game.
And how can you not?
It's fairly important to you, I would think. I don't think that there's any problem in that. It doesn't change the way you're going to play or what you're going to do, but it's I want it to
You want to know?
Yeah.
Leadoff walk to Martin. There he goes. A bunt. Foul.
Martin's starting to run a little bit more over the last week and a half. Had a couple of stolen bases on the road trip.
Now we've seen how this team changes when Marte is getting on base and Martin is at full speed. Those two guys can do a lot of damage on the base paths.
Well, those two are the biggest reason why they didn't feel that they were going to have to rely on the home run as much. Now the Mariners have hit a lot of home runs this year, which is not a bad thing. But you'd like to see these two get hot here.
Martin taking off again. And a second. Maldonado couldn't get a clean grip. That walk now looks more like a double.
14th stolen base for Martin. Ran on a pretty good pitch. Slider down in the dirt.
Go ahead run for the Mariners in scoring position. Old foul. Now talking about the standings, look at our Delta Airlines keep climbing. Wild card standings. Red Sox and Orioles at the top. Mariners 2 games back. The Kansas City Royals are starting to sneak up. They have now won 7 in a row. They've won tonight. So Ned Yost Club maybe not quite out of it yet.
And if you're curious, looking at the standings, the Mariners 2 games behind Baltimore. Baltimore right now is in the 8th inning, and Houston is up 10-1.
They're getting crushed. Chris Tillman, we saw him of course earlier this year, was chased after the 2nd. He gave up 6 runs. Another multi-hit effort for Jose Altuve. No surprise. The 2-2. A chop up the middle. Arcia in front of the bag. And it's in time. Martin into third base. 1 down. Now the fun continues following the Mariners and Brewers matchup tomorrow at 1:10. That's because all youngsters are invited to circle the diamond as part of Run Around the Bases presented by KeyBank. You can pick up tickets for the entire family by going to mariners.com.
This will be the second time through the lineup for the Mariners. Aoki leading off for the Mariners. In fact, in the first inning, he had a double right down the right field line on a fastball. 98 miles an hour, was able to turn it around, pick up a double. And the Brewers will bring their infield in.
Looks at ball one. First time tonight, Manny Acta has had company at third base. Martin the walk, the steal, and the move to third on the ground ball out by Marte just a moment ago.
An aggressive swing at 97 miles an hour. Pretty good pitch for him to hit inner half of the plate, belt high.
Martin representing the go-ahead run. Oki now behind 1-2. Really nice road trip for Oki. 10 for 24. Now hit in 11 of his last 15. The 1-2. Clocked into right field, and the Mariners take the lead. Aoki's second hit. It's a run-scoring single. 1-0 Mariners. Little small ball for the Mariners here in the third inning.
Stolen base pays off for the Mariners. Nice job by Marte to move him up to third base, and then a solid line drive base hit. Aoki pulling the ball a couple of times tonight. He'll pick up an RBI.
Mariners make Peralta pay for the walk. Here is Seth Smith. Still just one out. Another throw.
A slip. Watch his spikes. His feet slip a little bit, but he was still able to get back.
Three straight tries. Seth hoping to see his first pitch here. Mariners right now 9 games over 500. Trying to get back to 10 games over since near the end of May when they were 28 and 18 and taking a 1-0 lead here in the third. The 1-0. Maldonado a throw into first base.
Got to be careful. Maldonado has a good throwing arm and he likes to throw. Aoki, he doesn't want to get too big a secondary lead.
2 balls and a strike. Borderline pitch there. Mike, I couldn't help but notice earlier tonight as the Mariners are about to take the field up on the beautiful screen, Mariners Vision. The video guys here at the Mariners put together a nice montage that included Griffey during his number retirement ceremony, telling the guys to keep fighting. That has really become a thing. I mean, very quickly.
About it. No, they've talked about it. Guys that were in the dugout, and Scott Service has mentioned it a couple of times.
Broxton in center, going back for it, keeps his feet. 2 outs. Okie back to first. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Seattle Mariners and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent of the Seattle Mariners. You can see Griffey's retired, number 24. What a beauty. Okie at first base, a run in, it brings in Cano. Peralta has been very distracted in this third.
I can understand a little bit with Seth hitting, but I don't think he's going to go anywhere with Cano hitting at the plate. If Cano and Cruz, Seager do up, I think you let those guys hit.
Missing with 97. Now Peralta just 10 pitches in the first, but has had to throw a lot since. And that does not count throws to first. Broxton once again into the gap. Goes over to make the catch, and that ends the inning. A man left, but a run in for the Mariners as we go to the fourth. Felix now pitching with the lead. Spinning a beauty for the Rays. Run over 6 facing Texas. Here is Felix back up on the bump to begin the 4th inning. Ball 1 to Ryan Braun.
I think it was a breaking ball to Braun in his first at bat, and he hit a one-hop bullet to the left of Kyle Seager. Kyle making a diving play, able to retire him. That was with a runner on second base.
Off the hands. A flare. Tracked down by Ketel Marte, out number 1.
And a fastball in on his hands, jams him. Fairly easy play for Marte and his speed. No problem.
Brings in Perez with 1 out, nobody on. Perez grounded out to Cano on the very first pitch to end the 1st inning. Takes the first pitch this time for a strike. Just missing to make it 1-2. Pardon me, 1-1. We were talking about that Rays-Rangers game. By the way, that snaps the Rangers' 4-game winning streak. Mariners 7 games outside of Texas in the West standings entering tonight. Felix is 1-2. And the Mariners will be seeing the Rangers on the upcoming road trip after a series in Chicago. 3 against Texas in Arlington. Felix on the hunt for his 2nd strikeout.
Spike to changeup. First 4 pitches to Ryan Braun, all of them perfect. A couple of curveballs, fastball on the inside corner, curveball right at the bottom of the strike zone.
Gets some swinging for his 2nd strikeout. Out number 2 here in the 4th. We're just talking about the Mariners' upcoming road trip, so that leads us to the Mariners calendar, brought to you by Sleep Train. After this series against Milwaukee wraps up tomorrow, Taijuan Skywalker bobblehead day at the ballpark, the Yankees come to town for 3, the very new-look New York Yankees. And then a 4-game series on the south side. The Mariners have already been to the north side of Chicago this year. 3-game set against the Rangers, and then the first off day in a while for the guys. Carter hit on the first pitch. That's one way to keep him from going off the batter's eye.
Fastball at 91 miles an hour. Talked about Chris Carter and his home run off the batter's eye in last night's game, over 460 feet. In his first at bat tonight, he had a line drive off the wall in right center for a double.
Have you seen a home run in this ballpark to center field like the one last night from Carter?
No.
And not really close, is
it? Not really close. No, not. I've seen the. I think it was Peguero hit the batter's eye.
Right.
But it was towards the bottom part.
And we thought that was incredible.
Which it was.
It is.
There's a lot of room from the fence to the batter's eye, but his was, oh, I don't know, a couple of feet from the top of it. It was the longest home run hit at Safeco Field this year.
The shift is on. Neuenhuis looks at strike 1.
You see the space where the turf is in the fence, and then he hit it right off the top.
And Pegueros would have hit the garden.
Right.
Had it been there at the time. Two outs, Carter at first base. Tying run. 1-2.
Starting to get a pretty good feel for his changeup, his curveball.
And we've seen that in the last couple of starts, a couple of innings into it.
Well, I was thinking about it, and if you go back to the first inning when he gives up the double to Jeanette, the next 2 batters, Braun and Perez, both hit the ball on the button. One was the great play by Seager, and the other one was right at Cano for him to get out of the inning. And typically against the really good starters, they catch a break like that early in the game, and Felix is one of them, obviously, and he'll settle down and makes it tougher as he goes along, especially for him because he has the 4 pitches. He uses them all, and it may take him an inning or 2 to get a feel for his changeup or his curveball, maybe his slider, and that was the case in the first. He was able to get away with it, and now he's really having good command of all of those pitches.
2 outs, the Kings, 2-2. Caught on and missed. 3rd strikeout tonight for Felix. He gets him with the hook. A runner left. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Greater coverage of baseball, of course, brought to you by T-Mobile. What a finish to last night's Blue Jays-Indians game. Tyler Naquin, a walk-off inside the park home run. The first time that has happened since Angel Pagan did it at AT&T Park against the Rockies. Junior doing it back in 2001 against the Redbirds. 78th walk-off inside the park homer of all time. As Cruz against the bottom of the 4th for the Mariners. It was the first, by the way, in Indians history since the great Brago Roth back in 1916 against the St. Louis Browns. A household name. And I couldn't help but look up Brago Roth, Flo. And I think you'll be very interested to know that in 1917, so the year after his inside the park walkout home run, yes, he led the league in strikeouts with 73. Things have changed a little bit.
Things have changed a little bit. I need to find a hobby for you.
You can help. You can help. It's just a quick.
What was it, Rocco?
Oh, Brago Roth.
Brago Roth.
All right. Big Brago. 3-1. Will you take me golfing next time?
Sure.
I promise, no baseball reference.
I'll even let you drive the cart.
That's dangerous. Very dangerous. Clobbered down the line, left field, and a fair ball. Extra bases for Nelson Cruz. He stands up with a double.
Nelson saw a couple of breaking balls in his first at bat. He ended up grounding back to the pitcher Peralta. And he's going to make an adjustment. 84 miles an hour. It ends up in the middle of the plate. And he hammers it down into the corner.
Cruz really heating up. His last 12 games, batting .370.
Towards the end of August, that's a good time for it. Kyle Seager with a base hit his first time up. With that base hit, Kyle now hitting .289. And he leads the club in RBIs with 80.
We were talking about Seager and third baseman and where he ranks in terms of RBIs. And Chris Bryant, we saw him not that long ago at the Cubs, and he's a legitimate MVP candidate in the National League. Hit his 30th home run not long ago. Seager, who has 7 home runs fewer than Chris Bryant, has more RBIs. I found that very interesting when you think about just the overall production for Seager, and it's not completely reliant just on the long ball, although he has certainly had very good success with that over his career and of course this year too.
Well, and a big part of it is, again, in the second half, he's improved getting his base hits against left-handers, and he has 9 home runs against lefties. But Kyle hitting with runners in scoring position this year, hitting .319.
Maldonado really keep an eye on the base paths tonight.
He likes to throw. Again, he has a strong throwing arm, and he's not afraid to throw behind the runners. It's part of the scouting report on the Brewers, and the Mariners certainly aware of it. And a good count for Kyle, 3-0. He has the green light if he wants to swing at this fastball. We'll see.
He does. A high lift the opposite way. But Braun settles in front of the track and keeps Cruz at second base. 1 out. One out, 1 on for Adam Lind. I know we were talking about it earlier, Mike, both on the air and off the air, but his home run last night was incredible. Just in terms of a straight line arrow home run that was well over halfway up.
Probably 2/3 of the way up.
Seats in right
on
field.
the line. Yeah. Again, the exit velocity on it at 113 miles an hour. Don't get in front of that one.
I was going to say, hope you brought your glove. And even then, maybe dodge that bullet. We'll take a look at it.
It's going to be on a breaking ball. Oh.
I think he knew it was gone.
Former hitting coach of mine and played a long time in the big leagues, Frank Howard, Hondo, he would tell you that he took out a row of seats with that line drive. That's how hard he hit it.
RBI chance for Lynn. Cruz the double at second base with 1 out.
Brewers have the shift on with Adam hitting. Broxton, the center fielder, shading towards the left center.
VR at third. Handles it easily. Away from the shift for round number 2. On the road traveling and want to watch your Mariners? Then subscribe to MLB.TV Premium for live or on-demand baseball on over 400 devices. Real-time highlights, live look-ins, pitch tracking, and a whole lot more. Blackout and other restrictions apply. You can visit Mariners.com for details. Glad you could join us on a warm, beautiful evening from inside Safeco Field. Middle game of this 3-game series. Mariners trying to win their 8th straight here at home. They have an early 1-0 lead for Mike Zunino with 2 outs. Mariners have had a runner in scoring position in 3 of the first 4 innings. They've had a man on base every inning so far. Leadoff double by Cruz here in the 4th. Mighty rip from Zunino, 1-2. Base hit for Zunino would mean a 5-game hitting streak and a chance to make this a 2-0 game. Peralta has been scorched this year by right-handed hitters. Time is called. Righties this season an OPS of .950 against the right-handed Peralta. Lays off a check swing. Jim Joyce says he does not go.
Take a look at the check swing, laying off the slider off the plate away.
The 3-2. Weak ground ball. Maldonado. Strong throw in time to get his counterpart at first base. Cruz, after a leadoff double, stranded in scoring position. Felix getting set to work the fifth. His 17th start of the season here tonight. 3 strikeouts, no walks over the first 4 innings. It is a full Kings court, as to be expected. Felix will face the bottom third of the order here in the fifth.
Couple of doubles, a double in the first, a double in the second. Felix able to pitch around that in the last couple of innings. He's really looked sharp, and again, get in the head, getting his curveball and his changeup down out of the strike zone, starting to pick up some strikeouts. Did not have a strikeout in the first 2 innings. Now has 3.
Facing Broxton. We have seen a lot of this tonight. First pitch, first couple of pitches swinging. Easy play for Seth Smith.
Well, if you're on a team that has over 1,100 strikeouts on the year and Felix is on the mound, you're going to try to put the ball in play early if you can.
The throne right next to the King. Ball one to Arcia. That fly ball out off the bat of Broxton. That's the 5th out so far tonight, where Brewers pitchers have seen no more. Brewers hitters, pardon me, have seen no more than 2 pitches from Felix. The 1-1. Appeal down to Jim Joyce. Does not go. Chasing it into the other batter's box. 2-2. The King turns, tosses, and he gets his 4th strikeout.
And he's going to pick the strikeout on the changeup, 87 miles an hour. There's the look at the circle change. You can see the grip of it. Coming into this game, if he was able to get it down in that area, you had to feel that he was going to pick up a lot of strikeouts. And that's been the case. There's the curveball.
Well, we saw Felix with just 1 strikeout over the first 3 innings, as you were referencing. He's now struck out 3 of the last 5 that he's faced. Gets ahead of Maldonado on the first pitch. Now 1-2. Felix working with a 1-run lead here in the 5th. Got a chance for a quick inning. He's got Maldonado on his heels. The 0-2. Felix picks up now his 4th strikeout in the last 6 batters faced. He is really starting to groove. And Tom, thank you for that update as Martin leads off the bottom of the 5th. He just never quite caught on with Gomez in Houston after that deadline deal last season.
I know you were pretty excited to hear that he had signed.
I was thrilled, Mike. One of the more entertaining players.
Now, when he gets to Round Rock and he hits that first home run, is the bat flip going to happen, or?
Flower power, that bat flip happens every time. Doesn't matter when or where.
I would agree with you.
I think he's been doing that since the Sally League. Arcia, the young shortstop, calls off Braun for round number 1. This series comes to a close tomorrow. We're on the air at 12:30 as Ariel Miranda will be making his 3rd start for the Mariners, taking on the veteran Matt Garza, a one-time Texas Ranger, one-time Cub as well.
Aaron, as you were getting ready for the game and getting your notes together and looking at a lot of different things, did you happen to notice what Jose Altuve was hitting at the start of today?
Well, I know he's up to 366.
I was
That
wondering
includes 2 hits today.
well, that's why I was going to ask you. He's 2 for 4 today, and I'm wondering if that moved his batting average at all because he's hitting 366.
He has been absolutely incredible, even by his standards.
Yeah, I agree.
And by the way, he hit his 20th home run of the season last night, which went some 450 feet.
Part of the 2020 club this year, and I believe there's only 2, him and Mike Trout.
Yay, they're both in the West.
Yeah.
The 2-1. The opposite way, and a line drive base hit for Marte. A wide turn. Get back to first base. 1 out and 1 on.
And we'll take a look at the swing from Marte. 96 miles an hour. Inside out swing, gets the barrel to it. Slicing line drive into left. San Martin for the stolen base. That was back in the 3rd inning. He ended up scoring the 1 run. So with an out here, we'll see if Marte wants to try it. I was told that Altuve was hitting 366 at the start of today. So 2 for 4 did nothing for his batting average.
He's his own worst enemy at this point.
Have to get 3 hits a day.
1 out, 1 on for Aoki. He's got 2 hits already. The numbers for Altuve, you just have to shake your head the whole time. He's batting .309 at home, and that's not even at all good compared to what he's doing on the road. He is hitting .423 on the road, and that number went up. No, maybe it did with those 2 hits today. The Astros right now in the middle of that 4-game series from Camden Yards. Marte at first. Oki calls for time.
Peralta 72 pitches, 42 strikes.
Now the Mariners have had a base runner every inning so far. And that has caused Peralta to really slow down with men on base. The hit and run is on, and a fair ball. Marte hustling into 3rd. He's getting waved in by Manny Acta. Braun's throw home, cut off, and he's safe. 2-0 Mariners. A speed show here in the 5th.
Second RBI for Aoki. Second double in the game. He's 3 for 3 as Marte comes around to score. A little bit of a break for the Mariners. When Marte on the move, that certainly helps, but he gets on top of this fastball up out of the strike zone, and it's going to stick under the padding. So Braun, who was going towards the corner, had to change directions and pick it up, and by then Marte, with his speed, is able to score.
One out man at second for Seth Smith. A towering pop-up on the first pitch. The shortstop Arcia. As Aoki ducks for cover. Out number 2. Now Baltimore losing today. 10-1 the final at home against the Houston Astros. As we take an updated look at the Delta Airlines keep climbing wild card standings. Mariners just a game and a half
And
outside the Orioles.
And Boston and Detroit, they're in a rain delay right now.
But things are getting so close right now. Two outs, Aoki at second base after the run scoring double. Cano looking at strike one. Robbie is just 2 doubles shy of what would be his 12th straight 30 double season. What a resume. Jeanette at second base ends the inning. Aoki stranded, but he has driven in both Mariners runs as they lead at 2-0 through 5. Mariners baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by Money Tree, proud to make a donation to Mariners Care for every Mariners win. By Jack in the Box, taste the all-new Jack's Brewhouse Bacon Burger today at Jack in the Box. Limited time only at participating restaurants. And by CenturyLink, your link to what's next. Oh, what a day here in Seattle. Good day to be at the lake. Mariners take a 2-0 lead into the 6th inning for Felix. This game an hour earlier start time than usual. A 6:10 first pitch. Still plenty of daylight.
This will be the 3rd time through the lineup for Felix. VR, the leadoff hitter, going to start things here in the top of the 6th.
One and one.
You look at the last couple of innings, he's really been able to get a good feel for his curveball and his changeup. That last pitch, the curveball. Souvenir for the Kings Court.
They deserve a couple.
Sure.
Felix ahead of the count. The 1-2. It really is cool how vocal Felix is talking about the court and how much he loves it.
He really appreciates it. We've heard him a number of times talk about it.
Right back up the middle. VR's second hit. Well, we'd like to say a warm welcome to R&R Cable subscribers from Roslyn, Washington. Big thanks for rooting on the Mariners and all of us here at Root Sports. And with Mariners, certainly appreciate your support. So very pleasant good evening to the fine folks of Roslyn. Leadoff man aboard for the Brewers. That brings in Jeanette, who flew out to the warning track in left field. His last time up was also doubled tonight. They have the shift on.
Again, VR with 47 stolen bases, had a stolen base last night.
Cracked the opposite way, dropping. Martin keeps his feet, able to make the catch. Out number 1. Well, we sure hope you can stick around after the game for Mariners post game, presented by Delta Airlines with Brad and Ryan Rowland-Smith. They'll recap this one, game 2 of this 3-game series. As always, we'll hear from the skipper, Scott Service, among others.
A few innings ago, Aaron, you mentioned how aggressive the Brewers have been tonight with Felix, and we can understand why. But he's working here in the 6th, and this next pitch will be 60 for him.
Wow.
That's how aggressive they have been.
Now, this is a good example. Braun has seen 4 pitches in his 2 at-bats. He is grounded out and popped up. Braun having a fine year, batting nearly .320 entering tonight.
And to be fair, his ground out, he was robbed of a hit by Kyle Seager.
Good point. That was ripped near the line at third. Braun's tying run. Checking in with VR. You can see the pitch count by Henning. A lot of single-digit pitch count frames so far for Felix. Had to break a little bit of a sweat in the 4th. Felix taking a peek over at VR. There he goes. Zunino, a throw, a tag, and not in time. Number 48 for VR.
Pretty good jump for VR. I mentioned his 48th stolen base. I'm wondering where the pitch was and the way Mike came out to make his throw, if he was worried about hitting Braun with his follow through. It was pretty close. Didn't get as much on that throw as we're used to seeing from Zunino.
At one point not long ago, Felix struck out 4 of 6 Brewers hitters, including the final 2 out to the 5th inning. He's got 2 strikes on Ryan Braun here in the 6th. The 1-2.
Pretty good fastball from Felix at 93. On average this evening, he's been right around 91.
Braun, a very dangerous hitter. He's got 22 home runs this year. He is a tying run at the plate here in the 6th inning. 1 out, VR in second. The 2-2. Shattered bat. Splintered out towards Marte on a hop. 2 outs.
Fastball at 91. Pretty good run to it. That's the two-seamer. Runs it in on his hands and shatters this bat.
Can you describe what that feels like, Mike, as a hitter?
When it gets that deep in on your hands, you don't feel it at all. That's why that bat just explodes.
Just like the weight disappears.
Yeah, and it's the worst run to first ever.
2 outs. VR at second for Perez. Going up for the first pitch, strike one.
Another fastball in off the plate.
Now, why is it the worst run? That's just kind of a casualty, isn't it?
Well, it's kind of embarrassing. As a hitter, that's the way you feel about it. You don't want the pitcher to be able to get in on your hands like that.
Felix like he's saying a little something to VR or somebody over there. A ball and strike to Perez. Hitless tonight. Strikeout victim back in the fourth. One and two. The court hoping to see strikeout number 6 from Felix. Perez the tying run. The 1-2. Zunino can't hold on.
Pretty good changeup. Again, you can see the location of it. He's been consistently down out of the strike zone with his changeup. Pick up a number of strikeouts with that pitch.
The Brewers have had a runner in scoring position now for the 3rd inning. They've all been stranded. 2 outs. The 1-2. Swings right over the top. 6 strikeouts for Felix through 6 strong innings against the Brewers. Lee like we have never seen him before. Strike one to Nelson Cruz leading off the Mariners' 6th inning. Lee, the best of the business. We're happy to have him. Cruz, Seager, and Lynn here in the home half of the 6th inning. Mariners working with a 2-run lead, looking for more. Backs him up a half step. With Nelson's double back in the 4th inning, that's now 18 hits in his last 13 games. He's hitting 370 plus in that stretch. Out high towards left center. Braun coming over to make the catch. 1 down. Well, did you know that there's a playground inside Safeco Field? It's the Seattle Children's Playfield, and it's located in center field off the main concourse. Play with other young Mariners fans and enjoy a surprise visit from the Mariners Moose. Make sure to swing on by. Looks like plenty of young Mariners fans enjoying it tonight on a warm evening from Safeco Field. Seager is single back in the 2nd, now a 7-game hitting streak. 10 hits in those 7 games. And a chance for more here in the 6th inning.
Kyle in the 2nd inning ended up picking up a base hit, hitting the ball the other way. The Brewers had the shift on. Different look to the defense now that he's picked up that base hit.
We saw 3 really impressive home runs last night by the Mariners, but near the end of that road trip we saw the Mariners manufacturing runs without the homer, and we've seen that here tonight as well. Both RBIs coming from Aoki, but we've seen a walk, a steal. We've also seen the hit and run lead to a run scored.
I think it's one of the things that we've talked about when you look at the Mariners and how well they've played. Go right back to last night's ball game where they ended up hitting 3 home runs, something they've done fairly consistently this year. But in those situations that you're talking about, Aaron, and tonight, that's how you get on a nice winning streak, because you're not going to hit the home runs every night. But if you can manufacture enough runs, have some pitching that certainly is going to get the job done. And now that they have the back into their bullpen taken care of, they're playing better defense. That's how you're going to sustain it, though, is by manufacturing those runs on nights when you're not hitting the ball out of the ballpark or you're facing a pretty good pitcher. For Peralta tonight, he has topped out at 98 miles an hour, has shown a pretty good slider.
Lind, one of those home runs last night. 1 out, 1 on, last of the 6th. Now, for as much velocity as we've seen tonight from Peralta, we've seen only 1 strikeout. That was to Lind back in the 2nd inning. Right back to Peralta with the shift on. A double play to end the inning. RC had to quickly get to the bag. We go to the 7th. Mariners leading 2-0. with 6 strikeouts over the first 6 innings. What have you made so far with the King tonight, Mike?
I think, again, he was able to get through the first inning, had the double that was hit off of him. A couple of hard outs, but after that he really settled down, and now you're seeing him with the great changeup. His curveball has been an effective pitch for him, and his fastball, we're seeing him at 93 miles an hour. You see just 4 hits, hasn't walked anybody, which is something that has been a bit of a problem. Fairly aggressive early in the count, and then expanding the zone on the Brewers.
6 punch outs for Felix as we start the top of the 7th.
And you're in the top of the 7th. That pitch, that's now 70 in the game for Felix.
The shift is on for Carter, 3rd in the National League in home runs. Martin has room this time. 1 out. Sound Transit's new Link Light rail stations are open on Capitol Hill and at the UW. You can plan your trip at soundtransit.org. Nice night to be out of the pen. Right underneath number 24. Nieuwenhuis with 1 out, nobody on in the top of the 7th. On a line to Seth Smith, hardly has to move. 3 pitches, 2 outs. Cap off your Labor Day weekend and take in a Mariners game at a very special 3:40 start time. Mark your calendars. Monday, September 5th against the Texas Rangers. That'll be a big one. What's more, fans can pick up select view level seats for 1 low price thanks to VECU. Tickets can be had at mariners.com. Day baseball on a Monday. First pitch to Broxton. Broxton, going to high school in Lakeland, Florida, was an outfielder on the same team where Chris Sale starred. 0-2.
And another good changeup from Felix.
He's like, what is this? Well, that guy's the best part of the night so far. That's saying something. The chance for Felix reigning throughout Safeco Field. The Kings 1-2. They need to have Star Wars themed King's Court every night.
They're pretty excited for the movie after this one.
Princess Leia's missing a bun right there, but that's a pretty darn good attempt. She's not old enough to have hair that long. Check swing. Does not go. Felix looking for a very clean top of the 7th. Here's his 2-2. And this is a rare 3-ball count. He's ready for anything. The boost right behind him.
Lost him.
First walk tonight from Felix. Comes with 2 outs here in the 7th. And brings a tying run to the plate in Arcia. Struck out on a changeup back in the 5th inning. Zunino, a rope down to first base. Now Felix threw far more pitches to Broxton than he did to the first 2 hitters. He retired Carter and Neuenhuis on 3 pitches.
And he's now at 80 pitches. 80 pitches, 52 strikes. Faced 26 batters, 15 first pitch strikes.
Broxton 17 steals in 18 tries this year. Ahead. 0-2. Felix winds, fires, really comes inside.
Swing looked more like self-defense. Completely fooled on the pitch, barely getting a piece of it.
Low skip. Marte sets his feet. Felix 7 scoreless here tonight against the Brewers. Mariners leading 2-0. If you win Washington's lottery, play today. What a night out in Kings Court. Felix 6 strikeouts over 7 innings. And watch your back out there in the court. Looks like the Lord of Darkness is needing a hand or two.
A lot of help.
Well,
I guess it would be a bad look if Darth Vader hit the ground, though.
The Moose, very topically dressed tonight as we are in the middle of Star Wars weekend. Return of the Jedi up on Mariners Vision after this one's over with. Strike one to Zunino. Mike growing up in a baseball family. His father a longtime major league scout with the Reds. A standout at the University of Florida. Muscled high left center, and this is absolutely destroyed. Heads up in the pen. It's 3-0 Mariners. Number 8 for Mike Zunino. That is not a cheap part of the ballpark.
It isn't. It's back to the back of the pen. And when you watch this swing, watch how quiet his stride and his body is. And then all that strength fires on this fastball. That's been the biggest adjustment for Mike. Head on the baseball, but not a lot of movement, not trying to muscle it. It's almost as if it's a 75–80% swing, but the ball still jumps off his bat. And here's another look at it. Just nice soft stride. Not guessing, seeing the baseball.
Different guy.
Different guy.
You talk about his quiet approach. Is that a whole lot different, I'd have to imagine, than what we saw last year?
Yeah, it really is. And the biggest difference with that is when you're stomping down on that front foot, your head is going to move. And more times than not, if you're trying to do too much and trying to hit the ball out of the ballpark, your front shoulder will get out of there and you'll pull your head off the ball. And that's the reason why Mike was so susceptible to the slider on the outside corner or off the plate away. And he's made that adjustment. You can see the exit velocity at 110 miles an hour, 431 feet. Yeah,
that's big boy land.
It's a big adjustment for him. And with that approach, we've seen him lay off of that slider off the plate away. Now everybody's going to chase it from time to time, and he has, but nowhere near as many times as he was last year. That's a good fastball turnaround, 95 miles an hour.
Hammered foul, still 2-2. You just kind of felt like it was a matter of time before a right-handed hitter really did some serious damage to Peralta, who has struggled so mightily against righties this year. This is out to center field. Broxton can only watch. He's a spectator. It's 4-0 Mariners. They go back-to-back in the 7th.
Oh, Aaron, we were talking about it last inning. The Mariners manufacturing their first couple of runs, but home runs are fun too, and they've hit a lot of them this year. Back-to-back home runs for Martin. This is his 14th home run, and it is to dead center field, just to the right of the 401 mark, and that'll bring out Craig Counsell. Boy, he stays behind that.
Back to back, it was Mike Zunino who got things going with this shot into the pen.
For Mike, his 8th home run since being called up.
Play the hop, guys. Blaine Boyer, the new pitcher for Craig Counsell.
And for Peralta, 6+ innings, 8 hits, 4 runs, all of them earned. 2 walks, just 1 strikeout, 98 pitches, 57 of those for strikes.
Throwing 2 on Marte.
Boyer, fastball, curve. Also mix in a cutter and a slider. His fastball right around 92 miles an hour.
Saw Boyer for a little bit last season, made nearly 70 appearances out of Paul Molitor's bullpen with the Twins. But for the most part, it's been in the National League in his career. A long time with the Braves, brief stint with St. Louis, Arizona as well. Very short time with the Mets. 2-2. Felix has spun 7 scoreless on just 83 pitches tonight.
Well, the run support is big for him, and the way he's throwing the ball especially, but also he's been so efficient.
A chop off the left side. Nobody can get to it. Villar didn't have a clean handle. Second hit tonight for Marte. Well, time now for our Geico This Date in Big League History. Let's go back to 1974, and we're going to flip open the Guinness Book of World Records. Nolan Ryan, a fastball, 100.9 miles per hour. And a 1974 blow, that was the fastest pitch ever thrown in a major league game.
And the Mariners have 3 pitchers on their staff that can hit 100 miles an hour. We've seen Diaz, Caminero, James Paxton. But for Felix being so efficient, hopefully he might be able to finish this game, which is kind of a big deal since Diaz had to throw so many pitches last night and probably not available tonight. Keep scoring runs, you won't have to worry about it. Aoki having a good night. 3 for 3, a couple of RBIs, 2 doubles for Aoki.
Out the right side, Jeanette able to stab it. Just get the lead runner Marte at second base. That brings in Smith. One out, 1 on, 2 runs already in. Zunino and Martin back-to-back home runs. Zunino his 8th, Martin his 14th. We mentioned that the Brewers do not have a lefty in their bullpen, and Boyer may be helping Craig Counsell out a little bit. A guy with some reverse splits actually has been tougher against left-handers this year by a pretty significant margin. One ball and 1 strike to Smith. Glenn, the home run last night, 1 of 3 for the Mariners. Zunino, 1 of 2 homers here tonight. Mariners third in the majors in home runs. Orioles and Blue Jays with more. Good low pick by Perez. Arcia's throw, and Boyer is there just in the nick of time. That ends the inning. We've completed 7, and the Mariners have given Felix a 4-run lead. We've got a change defensively for the Mariners. Sean O'Malley taking over in right field for Seth Smith. Maldonado showing bunt, and he looks at a curveball strike. Felix with a very healthy pitch count as we begin the 8th inning. Now ball over towards Seager. 1-2 now to Maldonado. Felix working on a masterpiece here tonight. He deals. Nine 1-2 up. 9-1-2 due up for Milwaukee. Picture perfect night from Safeco Field. And that doesn't even include the scoreboard. The opposite way and sinking. O'Malley on a hop. Leadoff man aboard. Now the force is very strong with this bobble. The first 20,000 fans will take home a Taiwan Skywalker bobblehead when the Mariners wrap up Star Wars weekend tomorrow. 1:10 is our first pitch time against the Brewers. Tickets can be yours at mariners.com/Jedi. Leadoff man reaching for Milwaukee. They've stranded 5 base runners so far tonight. Gets away from Zunino, and Maldonado chugs into second base.
That's a wild pitch. Next pitch for Felix will be 90. Nobody getting loose in the pen for the Mariners. Felix in his last 2 outings threw 117 pitches, and then his last outing against the Angels 108.
Now 117 was the Verlander game on the last homestand. Cano scoops it up. That wild pitch keeps the Brewers out of the double play. 1 out, a man at third base. Our CenturyLink What's Next coming up tomorrow on the air at 12:30. Ariel Miranda, the lively lefty, with start number 3 coming on tap. Meanwhile, Garza, his 13th start this season, has been battered around a little bit, an ERA pushing 5. One out, Maldonado now at third base. First time the Brewers have had a man at third since the first inning.
Felix still has a good fastball, 92 miles an hour on the last fastball. 91 pitches, 60 strikes, right where he wants to be.
Two. Runner at third base, 1 out. The 0-2.
I think Felix wanted to take that fastball, throw it in off the plate, just move him around a little bit so he can come back with his changeup, but missed up and away with it.
Strikeout number 7. 2 outs of the 8th. Make your voice heard. Nominate your favorite plays of the week by tweeting us using the hashtag #RootFanFave. Watch the Mariners pregame show every Sunday to find out the top 5 fan favorite plays of the week. Plus, each month, one lucky fan will win a Coors Light Refresherator just for participating. Our winner from the month of July will be announced tomorrow, so stay tuned. Two outs, Maldonado at third base. In steps Ryan Braun. On the first pitch, O'Malley chasing after it, and it's over his head. Brewers get their first run. Braun into second base, 4-1 Mariners. And the first run that Felix has given up to the Brewers in his career. Granted, it's just his second start.
It's their first hit with a runner in scoring position tonight. They're now 1 for 10. That's a changeup and leaves it up in the strike zone. O'Malley not able to get back in time to catch up to it.
Strike 1 to Perez.
Felix now at 96 pitches, 64 strikes, and nobody getting loose in the pen.
Two outs, Braun at second base. He goes around. 0-2. 2. And Felix wants to talk with Zunino.
Better location on his fastball on an 0-2 count, and one of his better fastballs at 93 miles an hour. 98 pitches for Felix, but he wanted to get that fastball in on his hands.
Felix delivers. Next pitch will be number 100. Again, the chance for Felix inside Safeco Field. Kings Court hoping to explode. Here's 1-2.
And a good changeup down out of the strike zone again.
O'Malley having to track this one down. Braun around in third. Second run in this inning for the Brewers. They've cut the lead in half. Both hits coming with 2 outs.
And Mel Stottlemyre on his way out of the dugout. That last breaking ball was again on the inner half of the plate. We'll take a look at it. Just spinning, little curveball. He wanted to go down and away with it. Inside out swing to pick up the base hit. And Felix now at 101 on his pitch count.
Bullpen will start to stir.
I think it's going to be Tom.
Now this is not an easy matchup. The Brewers have the tying run at the plate. And that is Chris Carter, third in the National League in home runs. Carter pounded a double off the wall facing Felix in the second. Has been hit by pitch and then flew out to center. Felix falls behind, 2-1.
Smart pitch if you're going to pitch him inside, which I think is the smart thing to do because you don't want him to get his arms extended. And if you miss, you have to miss in off the plate. Felix has done that a couple of times with his fastball. The swing and miss was on a changeup.
3-1. Felix was cruising right along, then with 2 outs, the RBI double and RBI single. And now a hulking tying run is at the plate. Full count.
3-1, came back with a changeup. Did not want to give in to him. That's typical of Felix. Carter looking for the fastball on a 3-1 count, and it's a changeup. Down out of the strike zone.
Felix 1 pitch away from ending the top of the 8th. It's 3-2. Carter, a nemesis of the Mariners during his days with the Astros. Enormous power. Again, the 3-2.
At the battle, this will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat. That last pitch, the changeup again. And Felix now at 108 on his pitch count. 108 pitches in his last outing, 117 the outing before that.
Strike 3 called. He gets them. The King survives the 8th inning. And everybody on their feet. These home runs were huge for the Mariners in the 7th. First, it was Mike Zunino to lead off the inning. And how about going back-to-back, Martin?
Martin with his 14th home run. What an outing for Felix. Couple of hits late in this game, but for the most part, he was in command of it, giving up a couple of runs.
Cano leads off the bottom of the 8th. This is still Boyer up on the mound. Took over for Peralta back in the 7th. And those 2 runs have turned this into, as of right now, a safe situation when we go to the 9th. See if the Mariners offense can change that. Going 2 to Cano. Now the Mariners trying to hold on tonight. If they do, it would mean their 8th consecutive win here at home, and 10 of their last 11. It would put them 10 games over 500 for the 2nd time this year, and the 1st time since the month of May. The Mariners went into the All-Star break right about even, Stephen, right near 500. And there were so many questions about Scott Service's ball club, Jerry Dipoto too. Would the Mariners be buyers? Would they be sellers? And what this team has been able to do since the All-Star break has been almost remarkable. And with all the new personnel as well.
Well, a big part of that is, again, the back end of the bullpen. Tom Wilhelmsen, since coming over from the Rangers, has been very good. ERA right at about 1.5 for the Mariners. Caminero, power arm. What Diaz has done, he's been perfect in his save opportunities. Again, not available, it looks like, for tonight, so Tom is going to get a chance to pitch the ninth.
The opposite way, and almost right on top of the chalk. Braun in the corner. 29th double this year for Robinson Cano. How about we take a look at our Columbia Bank difference of the game? And Mike, this one tonight is all about the King.
Really good effort. Close ball game for most of it, too. So a lot of important pitches for Felix. After he was able to get through the first couple of innings where they had some runners in scoring position, really settled down. You're going to see a lot of breaking balls and a lot of changeups down out of the strike zone, getting the Brewers to chase these pitches and picking up a number of strikeouts. Felix ended up throwing 109 pitches overall. All these pitches down out of the strike zone. Good fastball in the corner. Good outing for Felix.
And no bigger strikeout than the last to Carter, who represented the tie and run. Cruz looking at a strike. A win tonight by the Mariners would also mean a series win, a chance for a sweep tomorrow behind Ariel Miranda. Nothing at 2. Up the middle. Jeanette going to third. And here comes Cano.
Went into the dugout. Actually bounced into the stands. Three errors for the Brewers. This will be another 3 errors last night for the Brewers and an error here tonight. Again, they've made more errors than anybody in Major League Baseball, and this benefits the Mariners as it hits them in the back. Jeanette had a chance to get Cano at third. Right off his shoulder.
Well, what do you make of Jeanette going to third here?
And he had a chance to get him. The problem is you could see DR, the third baseman, was set up down to the outside, basically down the left field line, and that throw ended up back towards the inside where Cano was at. He was trying to give him a lane to throw to, but just a poor throw.
First pitch to Seager. Activity inside the bullpen. Cahill warming up. Now a 3-run lead for the Mariners. This is now the 4th different inning the Mariners have scored in. Cruz finds himself at second after the fielder's choice in the air.
They scored 5 runs tonight, and they are 1 for 9 with runners in scoring position.
On the surface, those numbers don't necessarily add up. I think that'd be a pretty tough night. With 5 runs, that's a good night.
It's a good night.
2 balls and 2 strikes to Seager, who extended his hitting streak to 7 games back in the second. Has singled and walked tonight. Well outside. Not close.
Adam Lind waiting on deck.
The 3-2 to Seager. 2 on. First 3 have reached. Our CenturyLink what's next? Pardon me, our Delta Airlines keep climbing standings as the Mariners right now just a game and a half outside of the Orioles. Yankees coming to town. New York trying to make some noise right now. They're in the midst of a series in Anaheim. The Astros losing. Kansas City on a hot streak. They've won 7 straight. And here comes Craig Counsell. We got a pitching change. That's going to be it for Boyer. The bottom of the 8th inning, a pitching change for the Brewers as Felix has been fantastic tonight. 2 runs over 8. Even new pitcher Rob Scahill taking over.
21 appearances on the year. No record for him. A 4.24 ERA and 23 1/3. He has 19 strikeouts, 7 walks. Opponents hitting .278. He's given up a couple of home runs. Scahill, pretty good fastball. Average fastball at 93 miles an hour. Changeup, curveball, and a slider.
Over the winter, Scahill was traded by the Rockies to the Pirates, and then over the summer this year claimed off of waivers by the Brewers. So not many appearances out of the Brewers bullpen. And just 15 appearances this year for the Pirates. Lind is due up next. He's got 2 on in front of him.
Adam over 3 so far, but a chance to do some damage right here with a couple of runners on.
Still nobody out. And ball 1 to Lind. Seager the walk, the second he has drawn tonight. He's at first. Cruz fielder's choice at second. Both pitches way outside. 2-0. Appeal to third base. It's a 3-0 count.
Well, they have the shift on, but it's apparent they're trying to pitch him away. Broxton, the center fielder, more towards left center. Mike Zunino with the home run his last time up.
Two on, nobody out, and a 3-0. Catches the plate. Mariners have already gotten one run here in the 8th inning, a chance for more. Lind, a muscle shot out towards right center, and this is just shy of the wall. Cruz is pedaling around third and scores. Seager is held.
That bounced into the stands. Ground rule double. I think Kyle would have been able to score. Had a pretty good read on it. Souvenir for that band. Mariners getting just their second hit with a runner in scoring position. A great situation to add on.
Brings in Zunino. First 4 men have reached. Off the hands and foul.
Mike hitting .271 with 8 home runs.
Now this latest run has changed the look of the bullpen right now. Steve Cishek warming up. Thomas sat down. To right center. Broxton not able to get there. Seager down the line and scoring all the way up against the wall. Lind can take his time. He trots home. Nice night, Mike Zunino. He's driven in 3. A home run and now a double. The Mariners have really opened this one up. It's 8-2 in the bottom of the 8th inning.
And he's going to get a fastball out over the plate, probably middle away. And he drives it the other way into the gap in right center field.
Strike one to Martin. Double fielder's choice. Walk. RBI ground rule double. And a 2-run double by Zunino. A throwing error that scored a run was also mixed in.
Mariners had been 1 for 9 with runners in scoring position. Back-to-back base hits, now 3 for 11. And you can see the 4 spot here in the 8th inning.
Long year for Craig Counsell. Arcia going to third base. Now get Zunino. Now we saw them try this earlier in this inning with Jeanette. Did not work out. This time it does.
Again, you can see the target down the line, the outside part of the base, just trying to clear the runner.
One out, one on for Marte. This is turning out to be a very lengthy bottom of the 8th inning and a very productive one. Strike one to Cattell. Marte behind 0-2. Four runs have crossed home plate here in the 8th for the Mariners. It will not be easy for the Mariners on the back half of this homestand when the Yankees come to town. That'll be a 3-game series. Check swing, and it goes. Marte disagrees and is asking for some backup. Maybe thinking he got a piece of that, but he will eventually give in.
Mentioned the Yankee series. Looks like it's going to be. Take a look at this swing by Marte, see if he gets a piece of it. Now Scott Service out of the dugout. Hard to tell on that. But in that Yankee series, it looks like it's going to be Pineda, Sabathia, and Tanaka.
That would set up Iwakuma Tanaka on Wednesday. Sabathia has really struggled this year in ERA, pushing 4.5. It was shelled his last time out against the Blue Jays at home. In steps Aoki with 2 outs. Rolls over this, and Jeanette to his chest. A throw to first, and it's in time.
He thought he beat it.
Scahill.
Service out of the dugout.
Not going to look at it. Good call. 4 runs across for the Mariners. We go to the 9th. Thank you so much, Tom. Felix picking up his 150th win recently. A chance for 151 here tonight as Steve Cishek making his return. First time he's been up on the mound since August the 1st, just activated from the disabled list.
It's been a while. A 3.40 ERA, 62 strikeouts in 47 2/3. Opponents hitting just 197 against Steve.
Nieuwenhuis leads it off in the ninth for the Brewers.
For Cishek, he'll have a fastball in the low 90s and a slider. Occasional changeup to the lefty.
Cishek quickly ahead, 0-2. Cishek on the disabled list because of a labrum tear in his hip. Able to work back very quickly. Kings Court's for anybody. The 1-2. Cishek, a couple of rehab stints with Everett. And now back in the Mariners bullpen. Strike 3 called. Nice start for Steve Cishek.
Couple of good sliders from him, so good feel for his slider. Right on the outer half of the plate. Good pitch.
One out for Broxton here in the ninth. The Mariners are 2 outs away from a series win against the Brewers. And for as close as many Mariners games have been this year, we should probably relish
You're right
in this
about that.
8-2 Mariners lead in the ninth inning.
A little bit easier for Scott Service.
1-2.
Close game though until the 7th inning when the Mariners 7th, 8th inning combined they score 6 runs to make it 8 runs in the game for him. And here's another breaking ball off the plate away.
Two and two. Both Brewers runs coming in the 8th inning with 2 outs. That was it for Milwaukee so far tonight. Back-to-back strikeouts. And the 10th strikeout tonight by Mariners pitching.
Good to see him in his first outing since coming off the disabled list, having such a good feel for his slider. This is just off the outside corner. Another well-located slider.
Last hope, Arcia. Strike 1. Now 0-2. A pitch away from a win here tonight. It was Felix handcuffing the Brewers over 8. The Mariners a 4-run 8th inning. A lot of breathing room now.
Eight strong innings from Felix tonight.
109 pitches, 8 strikeouts, just 1 walk. Seager halfway to second. Mariners win, and they've locked down a series win against the Brewers. A chance for a sweep tomorrow in the finale. This one all about the King. 2 runs over 8. And plenty of offense to go around. Back-to-back homers in the 7th. Zunino and Martin as well. As the Mariners, plenty of offense here tonight. As they knock around a dozen hits. They take down the Brew Crew 8-2 behind the King and his court. What a perfect night here from inside Safeco Field. Mariners win it. Lots coming up. Mariners postgame presented by Delta Airlines. It starts right now with Ryan and Bradley.
Why, thank you, Aaron. Yes, Mariners have won the series. No late inning drama or comeback from Milwaukee tonight. Nice to see that man, Steve Cishek, out there. Nice to see Mike Zunino get things done. And nice, Ryan, to see this team take care of the Milwaukee team that comes in with the worst record on the road in all of baseball.
Struggled, and yeah, obviously the Brewers have struggled on the road, but look, this is a big league team they're facing. They can beat you up, but once Felix got settled in early, it was game over.
8 strong, as Aaron said. You thought maybe he had a chance of getting his first complete game since May of last year at Tampa Bay, but the Brewers put up 2 runs in the 8th inning and rally a little bit, make it 4-2 at that point. Felix does go 8 strong, though, with the 8 punch-outs. As we go down to the field, the guy who provided a little help offensively and also caught Mr. Felix tonight. Jen is with Mike Zunino.
He did, and we're going to start with Mike Zunino's offense. He extended his on-base streak to 17 games here at Safeco, although technically you ran all the way around. You didn't bother to stop after the home run. Did you get a chance to at least enjoy or admire how far you hit that one?
I knew I got it pretty well. I finally got a fastball down in the zone and was able to just barrel it up. Peralta had great stuff today.
And when you say finally, how much does that change in the 3rd time around?
It's big because, I mean, you've seen his off-speed pitches, you've seen his fastball, and I know what you have to do to attack him. We just had to get him down in the zone.
Knowing that it's so much more difficult to go through the lineup 3 and 4 times, how much more impressive does that make Felix's effort tonight?
He's getting better and better every start. It's one of those things. He's finding his rhythm. He's really commanding all of his pitches. So it's nice to see him get stronger as the season's going on.
How did you see him battle there through that 8th inning when he ran into trouble?
He just went to all of his pitches. I mean, he did a great job mixing, did a great job commanding the fastball, pitched inside today, and I thought he did a great job of getting out of that mess.
And lastly, Steve Cishek back on the mound for the first time since coming off the DL. Was he as nasty to catch as he was to watch?
Yeah, his stuff was great. I mean, you never want to see a guy go on the DL, but he seemed rested. He came out, the fastball was great, the slider was good, and it's just really nice to have him back in the bullpen.
And really nice to see the offense, the insurance runs. We'll let you get inside. Thank you, Mike. We will get this upstairs and let everybody else enjoy the movie.
All right, Jen, thank you. Yes, Jen's going to get some sound inside the clubhouse, maybe come back out with Return of the Jedi on. I'm not sure how that is going to work out. Us up here in the booth. That's why we were here. Boy, nice to see Mike Zunino back, and we'll talk more about Felix later, but at the plate, 2-run double, home run. It is a different, we've said it before, different Mike Zunino.
Yeah, it definitely is, and he's starting to really square balls up. And the thing with me is the 3rd at-bat. I always watch what guys do in the 3rd at-bat, and he said Peralta had his number the first 2. He makes that adjustment in that 3rd at-bat, gets a pitch, and crushes it. It's fun to watch.
Home run number 8. He's got an on-base streak now, 17 games and counting. Well, here at Safeco Field, of course, people now moving around trying to get some good seats coming out of the pen, out of right and left field. Come on to the field because the movie's about to start. Mariners take care of the Brewers 8-2. They've got themselves another series win. Mariners postgame presented by Delta Airlines continues.